Hellen Zill has never been one to back down from a debate, and her latest confrontation with Julius Malema has left South Africans in shock. Malema, the leader of the economic freedom fighters, is famous for his fiery rhetoric and bold claims, often positioning himself as the voice of the people. But this time, he faced a challenge unlike any other. In a high-stakes debate, Zill calmly and methodically dismantled his arguments, leaving him struggling to respond. The clash quickly went viral, sparking a national conversation about leadership, accountability, and the future of economic policies in South Africa. For years, Malema has used his passionate speeches to captivate audiences, rallying support for radical economic reforms. His call for land expropriation without compensation has been one of his most controversial stances, dividing the country between those who see it as necessary for economic justice and those who believe it will harm the economy. Malema's strength has always been his ability to stir emotions, but Zill came prepared with facts, historical references, and a strategic approach that left him uncharacteristically silent at key moments. The debate started as expected, with Malema launching into his usual style of passionate argumentation. He spoke about land ownership, economic inequality, and the failures of the current system, demanding immediate and radical action. He painted a picture of a South Africa where the wealthy elite continues to benefit while the poor remain trapped in poverty. His supporters cheered, confident that their leader would once again dominate the discussion. But then Zill took the floor, and the tone of the debate shifted dramatically. She did not raise her voice or resort to personal attacks. Instead, she used logic and clear reasoning to challenge Malema's claims. She pointed to examples from other countries, highlighting the devastating effects of similar policies. Zimbabwe's economic collapse was one of her strongest points, showing how land seizures without compensation led to food shortages, unemployment, and a currency crisis. She asked Malema to explain how South Africa could avoid the same fate, but his response lacked substance. One of the most striking moments of the debate came when Zill addressed Malema's leadership style. She accused him of using emotional manipulation rather than real solutions, suggesting that his speeches were designed to stir anger rather than provide actual policies. She questioned why the EFF leadership had not implemented real change in the municipalities where they had influence. Malema attempted to deflect, but the damage was already done. Many in the audience began to see the cracks in his arguments. Malema's usual tactic of labeling opponents as defenders of white privilege did not work this time. Zill reminded him that she had spent her entire political career fighting against corruption and advocating for policies that benefited all South Africans. She turned his rhetoric against him, pointing out that his lifestyle did not match his claims of fighting for the poor. She asked why EFF leaders were living in luxury while their supporters struggled to afford basic necessities. Malema's response was defensive, and for the first time in a long while, he seemed unsure of himself. The fallout from the debate was immediate. Social media exploded with clips of Malema stumbling over his words, unable to counter Zill's arguments. Some of his supporters tried to defend him, arguing that he was still right in principle, even if he had lost the debate. But others admitted that he had been caught off guard, unprepared for a challenge of this level. Zill, on the other hand, received widespread praise for standing her ground and exposing weaknesses in Malema's rhetoric. Many political analysts weighed in, saying that this moment could be a turning point for the EFF. While Malema remains a powerful figure, the debate raised important questions about his leadership and the practicality of his policies. Could this be the moment that forces him to refine his approach, or will he continue with the same tactics, hoping that his charisma will be enough to maintain his influence? The broader implications of this debate go beyond just Malema and Zill. It highlights a growing demand for accountability in South African politics. People are beginning to question whether emotional speeches are enough or if politicians need to start presenting real, workable solutions. It also raises concerns about the economic future of the country. Will South Africa learn from the mistakes of other nations, or will it repeat them? Zill's performance in this debate has also reignited discussions about her political legacy. While she has had her share of controversies, she has always been known for her sharp intellect and ability to engage in complex policy discussions. This debate reminded many people why she remains such a formidable force in South African politics. Even some of her critics admitted that she had presented her case effectively, leaving little room for Malema to counter. For Malema, this was a rare moment of vulnerability. He is used to controlling the narrative, setting the terms of political discussions, and outmaneuvering his opponents. But this time, he met someone who refused to play by his rules. Instead of being drawn into an emotional back and forth, Zill kept the focus on facts, policy, and real-world examples. And in doing so, she forced Malema to confront the weaknesses in his arguments. The EFF's response to this debate will be crucial in determining the party's future trajectory. If they acknowledge the shortcomings revealed in the discussion, they might adjust their messaging and approach. But if they dismiss it as just another political attack, they risk losing credibility with undecided voters who are looking for leaders who can offer real solutions rather than just fiery speeches. For the Democratic Alliance, this debate was a major victory. Zill's strong performance reminded people that the party still has experienced leaders who can hold their own in high-stakes discussions. While the DA has struggled with internal divisions in recent years, moments like this help to rebuild confidence in their leadership. The biggest takeaway from this debate is that facts still matter. While passion and charisma are important in politics, they cannot replace well-researched arguments and logical reasoning. This debate proved that even the most dominant political figures can be challenged when faced with someone who is prepared. South Africans watching this debate were given a rare opportunity to see a real clash of ideas, rather than just political grandstanding. It was a reminder that democracy thrives on debate and that strong leadership requires more than just loud speeches. It requires the ability to defend one's ideas with clarity and evidence. As the dust settles, many are wondering what comes next. Will Malema respond with a renewed focus on policy, or will he continue with his usual approach? Will Zill's performance inspire other politicians to step up and challenge populist rhetoric with well-researched facts? Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this debate? Did Hellen Zill expose real weaknesses in Malema's arguments, or was this just a political performance? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on South Africa's biggest political moments.